Quantum theory, or more accurately, quantum mechanics. A fundamental theory in physics that attempts to show us the wonder in our universe down to the subatomic level. Quantum theory differs from more classical physics in that it... Wait, what do you mean? You said we were doing a video on quantum theory. I've been studying for months to talk about the... What's that? Oh, no, please, no. So, yeah, today we won't be talking about the interesting and complex topic. Instead, we'll be talking about this bag of generic sludge. Or at least, I would say that if the copy I ordered had actually arrived. I paid £14 and they sent me the wrong game. So we'll just have to emulate it, right? Well, the intro is interesting. I'm lying, this is awful. It's bland and it's just complete silence. I mean, we got Bork as Phoenix here looking all pixely.
God left me unfinished!
Huh. There's no music here either. There's no sound here. That's not right. So it turns out when you emulate this game, you don't get any music. Or sound. So I went back to Amazon and paid another £7. I might as well have bought the mint condition £45 one. Huh. Jesus wept. Okay, so we finally got the game started. Let's go. Oh my god, this whole project is cursed. Okay, so I've actually had to come back and put this in now. I lost all of the footage from the game after I finished it and was nearly done with writing this. So I've had to come back to put this in to tell you that I've had to play this fucking thing twice now. You're welcome, whoever watches this. And now that we've got the footage, let's start, shall we?
We did it! Ha ha! We did it! Look at it fall! Every Nosferatu in this arc dies! This is our work, Sid. Ours. We brought this arc down.
The game starts with you in a crumbling tower as some generic quiet oohs and ahs at you as the structure around you collapses. So you and your Oh. Okay then. This is Nyx. You don't have to remember her name. She doesn't matter. She's gonna die in a few minutes anyway. So the two of you run down and... Okay, pause here. So I thought I'd wait a bit longer before mentioning the blatant rip homages to other games such as Cogs of Battle. Wait, Gears of War. That's the one. It's not even like they just copied the controls from Gears. That, at least, would have been a decent start. No. It's like they copied a friend's homework, but then realised that it was too obvious, so they got some stuff wrong on purpose. Except they went too far and poured whiteout all over the whole sheet, and then tried to lick it clean. Anyway, you make your way down the tower and... Holy fuck, is he Spider-Man or something? Seriously, throughout this game, you will stick to walls, ceilings, even flying spaghetti penises. You go, Sid. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Yeah, the main guy's name is Sid. You fall down and are introduced to the strongest attack in the game.
Shooting that one's gonna do much.
Throw me. Now.
Honestly, this is how I got through most of the game, because fuck that aiming. We will get there. This attack at the beginning can be spammed over and over again, and you can just tear through these enemies. They do add a mechanic later to try and nerf this move, but we'll get there. Not long after you leave the tower, Nyx dies due to story, and you walk out into the sunset. Roll credits. I wish. You leave the tower and go on the hunt for more towers. Oh look, there's one right there.
That's lucky.
Wait, what the fuck? Did we miss something? Is what I'm sure you're asking yourselves. But no, dear viewer. Sid is just minding his own business, strolling towards a tower, and BAM! Well, not BAM, because it happens off screen. But suddenly he's captured by the human... resistance? Survivors? I don't know. This is... you know, I actually don't know their names. Because they matter so little to the story. Though this guy reminds me of Coltrane. And no, it's not because he's black. Well, that helped. But the only thing I can remember about this guy is that he's loud, doesn't shut the fuck up, and he just charges in there like a one-man army. Only to end up waiting for me because I'm the main character and you wait for me. Thank you very much. Seriously though, I would not have been surprised if he let out a... Well, no, I actually do know something about this guy. Is that he will not fucking die. But more on that later. I apologize if the mic is picking up any sound. My neighbor has decided to start drilling at 8 o'clock in the night. Also, I tried my best to hide it, but I had my fan on. So now I've turned it off, there will be no in the background, I swear. Since dialogue is this game's weakest link that holds the chain together...
Character time is over now. Time for plot. But what about...
Name's Sid. Just Sid.
Honestly, do you think you look cool, Sid? You look bored, my guy. After this, the soldier men trust me now. Oh, sorry. Soldier people. Oh, look! All the cars and debris were scattered into waist-high cover. Pretty convenient. Oh, and they move! This game is attempting to be a shooter platformer, but doesn't quite commit to the platformer part. Well, or the shooter part. Kind of bungled both, really. Now, this is where I would like to talk about the aiming. The aiming is fucking awful. The controls are slow to respond and pretty floaty with the inputs. I cranked the sensitivity right up and I was still having trouble following the enemies. I had to rely on the auto aim and then inch towards their head for a quick kill. But if you auto aim on an enemy while they're moving, you will shoot behind them. So the auto aim is in fact useless on anything that's not standing still. Now, I will say that the kill cam on headshots can be pretty awesome at the beginning of the game. But when it happens roughly every other kill, every fight, it does get old very fast. We all make our way to the front gates of the tower, and we are ordered to give Simone
Savage.
some backup.
Go take that entrance. You cover him. Go.
Sid, you gonna help, buddy, or? Oh, there he goes. We all make our way to the front gates. Oh wait, no, I just read that. Timon has been injured. Might have just banged his knee or something because he looks fine to me. Maybe a little winded, but you know, whatever. We take the rocket launcher and blow up the turrets. This game's rockets have about as much bang as me in bed.
Come at me, you soy-boy fuck.
We fight our way to the doors and... Okay, this part actually gave me a good laugh. So they put an explosive device against the door, and after it blows up and the smoke clears to show... It didn't even scratch the paint.
Damn it. That didn't even a scratch.
I mean, come on, guys. Look at the size of the thing. Who made it? Oliver Putnam?
Glitter!
Anyway, Sid opens the door by punching... Yeah, what the fuck? You could do this the whole time? Why the fuck didn't you do this before? You could have saved your firecracker. People were dying, you asshole. This guy fell over and couldn't get up because of you. We make our way inside and everyone dies off one by one. And no, I don't mean they die along the way on the course of the game in some wild and heroic ways. No, they all die nearly as soon as they step inside.
Doesn't look like there's any kind of defenses inside.
What you say? That you only meant and when, cause you did. What you say? What you say? What you say? What you say?
R.I.P. CT, you've wooed your last woo. Oh, don't look at me like that. Not every joke is going to be a banger, okay? So here is where we have to talk. So here is where we have to start taking broad strokes with the story because so little happens. I mean, unless you count these as stories, which, you know, when I was a kid, I had no idea what these meant, and as a man of indeterminate age, I still have no clue what the fuck they mean. The fuels of a modern world are a dead end. I must find a new method of creating energy, one which does not rely on death and decay. An orgasmic method. Oh shit! An organic method that will an organic method that will cleanse the damage that has been done. Other natural methods have been tried, but it is now my turn, and I will find a way to make the world a brighter place. All living things depend on other forms of life within. Hundreds of species of bacteria can be found in the human intestine. Intestine? This life hides away in the bends and folds of the intestine. An unseen organ whose role is vital for life. We all depend on each other. All life is symbiosis. Apparently that was him designing for life. What the fuck are you talking about? Zeus Lambert, prick. I mean, what the fuck am I supposed to do with these? These mean nothing, game. I mean, there are these like floating gangrenous testicles on every level that when you find them and shoot them, they give you some like background information. It's like observations of the tower or something, but you're out of your fucking mind if you think I'm doing this game again to find them all. You make your way through the tower doing your best Blade impression.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
I'm punching these crystal butt plugs when this happens.
Hey! What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing?
Okay, so this is something that has always confused me. I get it. It's sexy to wear this. Draws the eye. More power to her, if that was what she wanted. But I mean, come on. She's supposed to be a warrior. Why is she wearing a plated bikini that's not even solid enough to stop the fucking jiggle?
Goosebump.
This is Felina. She's the new sexy girl you throw at enemies. So here's the mechanic that they tried to implement to stop you from spamming this attack. They've added a cooldown bar. However, the cooldown starts as soon as you throw her and ends by the time she hits the floor. So it does nothing. It's made even more flaccid that now with Felina, you have even more moves with her than you did with Nyx. You have a new melee attack that does double damage and a new stun move. When you tap the throw button instead of holding it, it stuns all the enemies in front of you. Using these new OP moves, you fight your way through the tower until you get separated by moving platforms and flying cat penises.
Did you know that a cat's penis is sharply barbed along its shaft? I know for a fact the females were not consulted about that.
You end up flying through the vents, and this level is called the trachea, which, if you were as versed in anatomy of the human body as I am, it's, The trachea is a long U-shaped tube that connects the larynx to the lungs. They think they're being so clever with these names. The thorax, the abdomen, the womb. Big brain names. This was the first major place where I noticed that the platforming is fucking awful. I fell to my death so many times here, it stopped being funny and just started giving me a headache. When I managed to get back onto the cactus...
That's cacti. That's racist.
It was a...
Yes! Yes!
moment, but not because I overcame a challenge. It felt more like I'd beaten the game at its own glitchy, fucked up mess of a game. Do you know... I can't write this down properly because I'm still angry at this section. I can't articulate my thoughts here. Anyway, you're attacked by Phantom. And you and Felina kill him.
Jackpot.
Now, this was a very blink and you'll miss it kind of moment. I had to go back and rewatch my recordings to see where she came from when I was playing this.
Let's see that in an instant replay.
I looked away to pick up my drink, and suddenly she was just there shooting at vampires.
You're not like the other Nosferatu.
What are these Nosferatu you keep comparing me to?
There's only one boss fight in this game. Fuck it, I'm leaving that. There's only one boss fight in this game with any kind of mechanics that weren't just throw Jiggle Lady at them and hope they go away. Actually, no, that's wrong. I just remember there's two, but one of them is a bird and all you gotta do is walk to the side and shoot until he dies. I'm pretty sure that the bosses don't have names, so I'm gonna call this guy Keith. Keith is a basic bitch.
You're a basic bitch.
Doctor, there has to be a mistake.
Well,
he's big and imposing, but that's about it. He charges at you like a Karen who's seen an expired discount still advertised in a store.
I thought she was only myth.
And shoots at you when you can be bothered. He's an easy kill. All you've got to do is run to the side when he does his JoJo pose.
Do you understand?
And throw the skinny girl at him so she can do all the work. Boom. Simple.
That's some unoriginal ratchet shit right there.
After that, we see the Diablosis is corrupting the tower and making its own buildings inside. Oh yeah, I haven't talked about the Diablosis, have I? So, the Diablosis is a... well, it makes things bad.
I do hope this clears everything up.
It's very story relevant for later. Well, kind of. So, I'll spill the tea then, but right now I'll say that the Diablosis is a corrupting force that ruins everything it touches. Like cancer, or Twitter. Do you know, now I'm talking about the Diablosis, I just want to say how amazingly, mind-bogglingly unlikely it is that the humans outside the wall, who are basically cavemen with large machine guns, and the high-tech Felina, all use the same names for everything.
The Diablosis erupted from the tower and started destroying what's left of the city.
Diablosis has spread this far?
I mean, what are the chances?
2 to the power of 2,079,460,347 to 1 against.
I managed to get past the area, only falling to my death twice to come across an area where they are growing the perfect trees.
I've never seen an ark with an area like this before.
I don't know about other arcs, but I know this one has everything. My father made sure of that.
These plants are alive.
Of course, these are specimens we created and watched over in this lab.
Specimens. This whole place is a lab.
They only survive under the controlled conditions in here, though. They're not complete.
This attempt at changing up the area, it is welcome, but not appreciated.
Wait a minute!
Okay, I don't know if I phrased that right. So it's nice that they tried, but they didn't do it well. This is what I mean. It changes nothing about the main gameplay slog. It's not even really that nice to look at. It's not even a different color. And they don't even stick it in there for more than one level. We go right back to the same rooms and corridors we've seen so far. Nothing annoys me more with games than wasted potential for something, and I'll talk more about that towards the end. So yeah, you fight your way through and blah blah blah, same old shit, and then this happens.
All creation and lights the way for a new humanity. I am Thanatos, and here I am God.
This is Thanatos. He's okay. I love the name, loving the confidence, but what is with that outfit? Did you fall into a scrapyard while covered in glue? You look like a bipedal burr, you burk. Yeah. Got him. But seriously, we're more than halfway through this game now, and finally the big bad has turned up. Now, this can work. Maybe they could have had some dialogue like, the Diablosis is acting strangely. Or, you know, maybe the Tower Devourer Sid says something like, he's never seen an infestation move like this before. Things are changing at a faster rate. It's almost as if there's a mind behind it, controlling the changes with some unknown intent. But nope, just dropped in talking about how he's the fucking storm or something and we fight. Now, this fight had the potential to be interesting. Notice how I said potential? Are you noticing a theme now, dear viewer?
Sid, that's the thing from my night.
Now you may be thinking, hey, Ko, have you been keeping things from us? Is the story actually like really interesting now that she's some sort of psychic or having nightmares about the events you're now playing through long before they ever happened? And to that, dear viewer, I say, if I was, do you think I would have included this? No. It is never mentioned before that she is having nightmares, and it is never mentioned again. This line made no sense to me when I first played it, and it made no sense to me on my 3rd or 4th or 5th fucking playthrough. Not that that's ever happening. Okay, I'm just saying. Thanatos can't be killed, so Sid decides to destroy the crystal in the center of the room for reasons. There's waves of ads, and Thanatos is chasing you around the circular arena. Do enough damage to him, and he goes down for a few seconds. Or you can just do what I did and run up to the crystal, smack it like you Will Smith. Oh, wow! Throw jiggle physics into the air and stun him, and then do it again. Boom. Fight over. And you end up in a, honestly, quite well done cutscene, which is a nice change. I'm actually praising something for a bit.
Diablosis outbreak undergoing rapid expansion. Systemic transformation for our tissues first.
The Arcs kill everyone I fight with. Ever since I was born, I'm all that's left.
They actually put effort into these pre-rendered cutscenes, and it shows. Though, I'm pretty sure they messed up with Falina's armor color, because it's a lot darker than it is in gameplay, but that's okay. And now you end up in a flashback. Now, on my first playthrough, I thought this is where we get to see Sid get infected with this Gilskin Diablosis stuff. So, oh yeah, that's where he gets all his powers from. He is one of these things, just different. But no, he's already a Gilskin soldier, off out with a team of other Gilskin soldiers to destroy another tower. And you know this is a flashback because we're being called rookie.
Hey, Runt, watch the small guys. Don't get too close.
Despite killing more enemies than the pros.
All right, the kill count starts now, Runt. Try to keep up.
A few moments later.
I can't believe I lost to you, Runt.
And they end up following us around with their torches.
Great, the path splits. Okay, Runt, which one you want? You got good instincts. Pick one.
Ah, even early in life, Sid was cursed with main character syndrome.
Just let your soul go. Just let it shine through.
These people have names. But I won't be using them because honestly, they don't matter. All we know is that our boss has the gun that we use in the future. And I will leave it up to you and your imagination to work out how he gets it. After riding the flashback high, you are dropped into a small arena and right back to fight him. Felina discovers that she's either a clone or her twin sister likes to sleep in a test tub, and then you see the big man and Sid instantly gets a semi.
What's this?
It's me.
Hey!
This was a difficult fight, but not difficult in a good way. I feel like I'm saying that too much. The arena is way too small to dodge properly, so you just end up running in a circle and trying to take pot shots at him whenever you can. Or throw in wiggle, wiggle, wiggle at him, and I die a lot here. When I finally do manage to beat him, we fall right back down to the bottom of the tower. I mean, okay, it's not the bottom, but I mean, it's really close. Like, it's really low, it's low down there. Here, we get to use the cover mechanics in a new way that could have added some depth to the gameplay, but no. This is the only area where you have to hug a wall and move around things. This is where we fight the big pigeon boss. I will call him Susan. Susan is super fucking annoying, as you would expect, and we make our way back to the top only to be attacked by Thanatos and his new jiggle physics personification. You can tell she's evil because of her red hair.
Oh. Ginger, soulless bastards, give even me the creeps.
She is an absolute nightmare to fight. Her ranged attacks are like getting shot by a water pistol, but her melee attacks are pretty much one-hit kill. Thanatos is the same sponge boss he was earlier, so you just run and shoot and you're good. After beating them, the sexy redhead just vanishes, because all you see then is Thanatos running away like a little bitch boy.
This does not end. It never ends. The cycle is eternal and undying.
He's running to the core of the Diablosis. Blow this thing up and no more flying cacti.
That's racist.
Thanatos goes Super Saiyan and we fight him again.
In the end, all creation succumbs to chaos. Here you now gaze upon chaos itself.
Once again, I slap him silly and he joins the core to create Mega Thanatos! Swallowing Felina up and, I don't know, using her as a power source? What is this, fucking DMC Devil May Cry?
Fuck you!
I mean, he says that she will help him leave the tower, but I mean, aren't you already leaving the tower? Like, there were creatures and spaghetti monsters everywhere outside, so he's either lying or the developers forgot the beginning of the game. Now, this boss fight is the worst in the whole game. It has the building blocks of a decent fight. Thanatos is big. And you have to make your way up this long, windy bridge that is conveniently around him. And you have to shoot these glowing spots on his body as you make your way up. He's attacking you along the way, as well as these floating turret things. Here's the problem. The cover that is provided for you doesn't work. The turrets are pretty much above you, so cover does nothing because they can just shoot over the walls. And that doesn't even matter because Megatos' attacks clip through the fucking walls anyway. So the only way to get through this boss fight is to speedrun your way to the top, remembering not to miss any glowing spots on his body, and praying you don't die from the turrets or falling through the cracks in the floors. This one fight has everything that is wrong with this game. It is clunky, Sid controls like a tank who's missing a track, cover can just decide to work or not, aiming is terrible, and worst of all, it looks awful.
Bullshit. Bullshit. That I love. I absolutely love.
Once you kill Thanatos, he spouts off some shit about wanting to be the embodiment of chaos, but that you and Felina working together are the embodiment of chaos, and that you were the orders of magnitude above whatever he thought was possible, and blah blah blah. Just die already. As he gasps his last gasp, all the Diablosis dies, bringing the tower back to its former glory. You ascend the same tower stairs that you did at the beginning of the game, only now it's not crumbling, and you don't have a mysterious quiet oohing in your ear. So here it is. You and Felina make your way to the top of the tower to confront her father, only to find there's no one here. There never was. This whole structure and everyone inside of it was created and controlled by this star thing. And here is where you get the whole story for the game. Right at the end. Classy.
I don't know. Is it classy enough?
The star orders Felina to kill you, and obviously she doesn't because I'd have said that by now. Instead, she turns on the star computer thing, and we end up in a fight. The glowing star summons down a hail of Felina clones, all barely clothed and soaking wet, and every one of them moaning at you like they're mid-climax. Oh. 10 out of 10. Best game ever. No, we can't just leave it like that. I want to, but we can't just leave it like that. So we fight off the hordes of sexy ladies. The core just starts telling us everything. A bit weird, but okay. Are you ready? Okay, you're going to want to sit down. Okay, you're going to want to take a breath for this, because this is some incredible story. Okay, so hundreds of years ago, humanity were at their peak when they were ravaged by something called the Collapse.
Something very familiar.
Which is weird, because that means that Destiny stole from this game. Jesus, guys, get some standards. Anyway, so humanity was collapsing, and a group called the Alchemists created these self-perpetuating organic towers that would conduct experiments inside their walls to try and create the perfect life for this planet. It wasn't long after they were made that the seeds become self-aware and wiped out the Alchemists, just like Skynet. Once the tower's experiments started to slow their progress, it would release the Diablosis to shake things up. You know, the whole survival of the fittest thing. And however it would conclude, the tower's computer... Oh yeah, that's what the star thing was. It was basically an organic supercomputer. The tower's computer would save the data into a new seed, which is like a new iteration of itself, like a new patch, and bury it to continue the experiments to try and create the perfect human. Enter Felina. She was the only Nosferatu that ever achieved free will, to the point where the computer had zero control over her. The only thing the tower didn't expect was that the Diablosis would make a perfect human too. Enter Sid. The computer considers Sid to be an exiled failure, but in reality he was a complete success. That's how he was able to survive outside of a tower. That's why Nyx died at the beginning of the game, because Nyx was a gill skin, same as Sid, but she was made in that tower and she was imperfect. That's why she died when the tower did. And that's pretty much it. You destroy the seed together and it sends a message to all the other towers that the experiment was a success and to move on to phase 2 or some shit. And it ends. And I was about to call it there. Pack up my stuff and start writing. But thank God I didn't. And thank God I don't have to do this again. Because I had a feeling. So I waited through the entire credit sequence and I was right. Holy fuck, they did it. They had an after-credit scene of Sid and Felina running towards a double tower. The balls of steel these developers had to sequel bait after the credits is astonishing. Quantum Theory was a very frustrating game to get through. It's a clunky, poorly optimized mess of a game that copies and steals a lot from other games of the time, to the point where it's just a generic run-of-the-mill shooter that only left an impact on me because of how frustratingly, boringly clunky it was. There was so much of this game that could have been smoothed out or fixed, and then it could have been an okay game. The story is the biggest letdown. They had something there. The idea that these colossal organic structures that rose up out of the ground one day to then suddenly start spewing out these monsters, it's intriguing. You could have had sections that were testing living beings in zero-G environments, and have floating sections or alternate, like the Diablosis could have broken the zero-G generator or something and it kept turning off and on mid-fight. That could have been something. But no, it was all the same all the way through. There wasn't even that much variety in enemy type. Honestly, it was such a waste of a premise.
Goddamn waste.
This is one of the worst games I've ever played. And not because of the glinky? Not because of the glitchy problems that it has. It was bad to me because of the wasted potential. As far as I can tell, the team that made this shut down shortly after making Quantum Theory. It was the last game they ever made, according to the wiki and other websites I found, and the only other games they made were Super Swing Golf Season 2 for the Wii, Rygar The Battle of Argus for the PS2, Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, and Undead Nights for the PSP. I have heard of none of these games. And that's it for the video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for sticking with me on this journey. I know it was a long one, well, it felt like a long one, but I wanted to do this because I couldn't find anyone who went into depth on this game's story and mechanics, so I thought I'd give it a crack myself, you know? I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please, maybe think about leaving a like and consider subscribing. I really enjoyed doing this, like I said, and I want to do a lot more. I already have my next game lined up, and by the time this is coming out, it should have actually arrived from the distant lands of America. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Please consider dropping a like and subscribing. Obviously, you'd be doing a massive favor and helping me out with a small channel such as myself. And I will see you next time, everybody.